Go to work and give the government your children. The Feminist UN Agenda 21 plan to empower women. The original intention in writing this analysis was simply to discover the reason that the role of women seemed to be such a vital part of the United Nations Agenda 21. As one connection led to another, I found myself with a massive amount of information, all of which important and necessary to explain what is happening in terms of the manipulation of women in today's society. This is my attempt to condense all of that information into a reasonably short overview. The reader should understand that there is much more to this story and can follow any of the many links and sources provided in this analysis if they want to learn more. Upon my first complete reading of United Nations Agenda 21, the UN's plan for the world for the 21st century, I noticed how nearly every chapter of the agenda curiously emphasized the necessary role of women in the implementation of this plan. Of course, implying that women play a major role in society is not in itself odd in any way. However, the manner in which these ideas are presented I did find questionable. Aside from recommending governments implement strategies to increase the amount of women in positions of, quote, decision makers, planners, managers, scientists, and technical advisors, end quote, the agenda also wants to have an influence in people's lives at home by looking to, quote, promote the reduction of the heavy workload of women and girl children at home, end quote, and somehow influence, quote, the sharing of household tasks by men and women on an equal basis, end quote. Reducing the number of children that women have was another concept continuously discussed as a matter of importance in the agenda. At first, I just kept the agenda's emphasis on women as a mental note, as there were seemingly more important aspects of Agenda 21 to discuss and analyze. However, as I began to read more UN books and documents, an anti-men, pro-woman agenda seemed to emerge. For example, in the children's version of Agenda 21, Rescue Mission Planet Earth, a book promoted by the United Nations, former executive of the United Nations Population Fund, Dr. Nafis Sadiq, is asked the question, there's a lot in Agenda 21 about women playing a critical role in population, but aren't men usually the problem? And her response was, quote, yes, there's a lot of male authority, but not much male responsibility in relation to childbearing. Men are not burdened with the problem of giving birth. They tend to exploit children, sending them to work instead of investing in their education. What can children do? They should challenge their parents not to have any more children until they can look after them properly. End quote. Aside from the blatant, and in my opinion unjustified, attack on men, the idea that children are being exploited by their family reminded me of a quote from the Communist Manifesto. Quote, do you charge us with wanting to stop the exploitation of children by their parents? To this crime we plead guilty. End quote. These types of quotes and concepts compel me to re-examine Agenda 21 and find a possible origin to these ideas. The full Agenda 21 document in book form is 351 pages. However, Agenda 21 is much more complex than just what is written in this action plan, due to the fact that there are numerous other resolutions referenced and recommended for further implementation. One such resolution that is recommended for implementation is the Nairobi Forward-Looking Strategies for the Advancement of Women report. When I decided to look into and read this report from Nairobi, I discovered a feminist agenda with dubious objectives. In the next parts of this examination, I will be making connections with this Agenda 21 related report and current events that are taking place, as well as the people and organizations causing these events to take place. Be sure to watch the related videos and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.